then you can join us live on YouTube. Okay, we're almost done getting that set up. And then we're going to go to talk a little bit about what frequency is and why the Genius Biofeedback system works. Join us live on YouTube. There we go. It's all set up. Okay, and so let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's make this a little bit different. So I want to show you some information just about vibration and frequency, which I promised I would do at the class. And then we'll go live. It's always more compelling and interesting to see the Genius live and in action. So we'll talk about auras, we'll talk about processes, we'll talk about all of your questions. So as I go through and I'm talking today, then you are absolutely welcome to ask any and all of your questions. So you can put them into the Q&A, you can put them into the chat, and I will come back to them. Some of our kind souls in the chat who are longtime Genius users may answer them for you as well. We want to get everyone who wants to participate in this. And so this is a basics class. This is for people who've just come into our community. We've had a huge, just an incredible expansion of interest that people want to know, want to use this as a technique that they can use to transform themselves, to heal themselves, to create more wellness, more happiness in their lives. And let's talk about why that is. And the biggest conundrum for people is, how do I get started? You know, how do I get started with this? How do I get it set up? And once again, we have personal mentors that will help you and guide you every step of the way as you're on your trial. And so you can request that. You can send us a message, support@geniusbiofeedback.com, and we'll set you up with that mentor. Meanwhile, let's get started and go ahead and put your chat, your questions. As I'm talking, you can ask questions. We'll come back and look at them in just a little bit. So we're going to talk a little bit about frequency, energy medicine, and just to speak to the Genius and also tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Ariel. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I have been in practice for over 2 decades, but I've been teaching about the Genius for the past 10 years because my whole goal is I wanted to empower people to heal themselves. That's why I became a naturopath. And the Genius is a vehicle where you can raise your level of awareness about yourself and those around you. You can know more about what's going on, and also you can shift and change that. So it's really the penultimate resource for someone who wants to take control of their lives and be able to create the life that they want. It could be on any level. The Genius works with a lot of different modalities. It works if you want to work on your health, work on your wellness, work on your vitality, but also work on like clearing your home or clearing food or healing the planet or sending people frequencies or even a group of people, creating global healing, global peace, transformation in lots of different areas. And we'll talk all about that. So really, the Genius, initially when you log in, you download it, it goes on your tablet, and you can take your voice and picture and begin exploring. The Genius is based on quantum biofeedback technology. It used to only be available in very large big box systems that you would have to log into, calibrate. The sessions might take an hour or two. And so those are technologies that you may have heard of called the Skio, the Asira, the Zyto. The Genius is based on the exact same principles and does many similar things. One of the tremendous differences is that it can do it in a much more convenient way. You can take your phone or your tablet anywhere that you want to go, and it does the same thing. It records your voice, tells you the frequencies that you need, or tells a friend the frequencies that they need, and allows you to do a session very quickly. We're in a super high-paced, time has been speeded up world today. And so people want to be able to get in, find out the information that they want, hit a button, balance, and then move on with the rest of their day or help someone else. And the Genius just really speaks to that ability of making it very, very easy and very mobile. And also not as much stress on your resources, because these technologies were really only available at $12,000 to $15,000 starting point. And the Genius is available at a much lower price point. You can see more at geniusbiofeedback.com. But let's really talk about the goals of the Genius and what the Genius is doing. The Genius is measuring frequency. It's measuring you as a frequency through your voice and your picture. And this is very specialized technology that is able to record the voice. The original voice engine was based on technology at MIT, and the developer took that basic technology and put it into the Genius for the purposes of working with quantum biofeedback. So it's a very sophisticated voice engine. It's able to listen to that sometimes seemingly very long 15-second clip and say, wow, there's the tone of your voice, the timbre of your voice. All of these different things are communicating energetic information that can be evaluated. Even in Chinese medicine, the ancient Chinese practitioners would feel the pulse, they would look at the tongue, they would just sort of get their sense of this person, but they would also listen to the voice, because changes in the voice told them about different changes that the person is going through. And we know even in hypothyroidism, that voice actually gets deeper, and there are definitely changes there. And if you've ever worked with the company Standard Process, they have a partner company that listens through a microphone and gives a total readout about the cardiovascular system based on the voice. So utilizing the voice for assessment is nothing new. We've just been able to utilize it in this unique way. So we're listening to you to find out information about you as a frequency. And then we're importing or inputting that information into the Genius and comparing it to other frequencies. And the technology is sort of doing what would be considered to be a muscle test. And it's doing many muscle tests at one time, boop, 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 all of these different parameters saying, this one matches for you, this one matches for you, this one matches for you, this one doesn't match for you, in rapid fire succession. Very, very quickly, it's able to determine which of these frequencies are resonating or matching your energy today. And then you can select from those frequencies in order to create more harmony in your life, to bring you into balance in very specific ways. So, well, I'll take your questions, as you're listening to me going through this, what questions does it bring to mind? What are, as you've downloaded it, and you can let me know if you haven't even downloaded it yet, if you're having any difficulty with that, what questions have come up as you've looked at it, played with it? What has occurred to you? What do you want to know more about? That's what we're here to talk to you about today. So if you want to learn the Genius and then become a practitioner, you can become a Genius practitioner. You do not need to know anything about health, but you can learn more about it. Your job is to select high and low frequencies and let that person know what the most resonant frequencies are for today. So we're going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the trays and what all of this means. The Genius only runs coherent frequencies. So these frequencies are specially designed to create order, organization, and wellness and vitality in the body. You could conceivably run any of these frequencies. You could just go in and just boop, 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 boop. I'm just going to select these at random, and you could still have a positive benefit. The reason that the Genius creates high and low numbers is a means of telling you which ones are the best frequencies for you today. So it becomes personalized so that you can utilize the frequencies that will have the most impact for you today. And we have seen people personally and as a practitioner make tremendous transformation in their health and in their life. So we have people who had very serious conditions that improved. We had people who had chronic insomnia that started sleeping soundly. Of course, we can never make any claims. Nothing in the Genius is diagnostic, but we can tell you the stories that people have told to us. We have real reviews of people who have told us their experience at geniusbiofeedbackreviews.com. You can look at some of the reviews and testimonials there, and we'll talk about some of the experiences today. You can notice a shift immediately, and the Genius is best when you do it a little bit of balancing every day, because that balancing will build on itself. So just as when you exercise, you become more fit every day, as you have changes with the Genius, they will stay around longer, and the benefit will even become greater when you do a little bit of balancing every single day for yourself, or every other day. And we'll talk about how to do that. If you want to download the Genius at geniusbiofeedback.com at the 14-day download, and you want to load it right now onto your phone, onto your tablet, it's so easy to do. We can help you with that. If you've already done that and you're logged in, you may want to follow along with some of the things that we're doing today. And right now we're looking at the main part of the Genius called the system overview. And in the system overview, there are 3 different trays. There's a tray at the top, there's a tray at the bottom, and there's a tray at the right side. And all of those trays are good for balancing, for putting frequencies in and tapping the button in order to have those beautiful sounds play. And every time you hit the play button, you're doing something positive for yourself. You are entraining those frequencies. Frequencies are everywhere around us, and frequencies have impact on human tissue, organs, on us, because we are electrical beings. We can measure electricity through EEG for our brain, EKG through our heart. We know that there's electrical flow through our bodies, and our bodies are changing that electrical flow given certain circumstances around us, including the frequencies. So when there's really an angry, upset person screaming at us, then we're receiving or entraining their frequency. And when someone is really loving towards us and saying kind words, we're also entraining those frequencies. When we watch the mainstream news and there's a lot of negativity coming out, we're entraining that frequency, and it's actually influencing us and how we feel. It's influencing all the organs, even at a DNA level. So we want to be really selective about what frequencies we are around and also what frequencies we listen to. And so the Genius is a way of consciously choosing those frequencies and then bringing them to bear in a very positive way through the combination of frequencies. So these frequencies could help us to feel more relaxed, more calm. In fact, quantum biofeedback is known for reducing stress disturbances. And so a stress disturbance could be you can't sleep, your blood sugar is disrupted, you feel depressed, you have brain fog. All of those things, we call them stress disturbances. And quantum biofeedback through the frequencies is uniquely designed to reduce the stress frequencies through entraining coherent frequencies. As you're running the frequencies, you are bringing those into your own field. And when you bring them into your own field, parts of you are beginning to shift and change. Specifically, the cells are becoming more ordered. They're becoming more coherent. They're becoming more harmonious. What that translates is you suddenly feel better as you in your body. You feel more like yourself. These diseased states, which are really just states of frequency, can then fall away because you're no longer in that same vibration of that frequency. You've changed your vibration through the active engagement with the Genius. So it's an amazing tool that I think we've come to a place in consciousness that we're ready to understand and learn about and really benefit from this particular tool. I can tell you after 10 years of doing this that the Genius can be so dynamic and can be used for so many different uses as you want to grow as a person. It can be used for vitality and wellness. It can even be used for improving relationships or sending energy out to the whole planet. And we're going to go through some of those. And so it's only limited by your own imagination and creativity. So if you like to get out there and be more creative in doing things in the world, this is going to be a technology that you will really love and enjoy. So many of you who are here today, and I'm going to get to some of your chat questions. I see a lot of great questions coming in the chat, so keep them coming. We're going to answer as many as we can. We're going to take volunteers, do some scans, and there are great books on vibrational medicine, include one called Vibrational Medicine by Peter Gerber. You may want to jump or dive into some of those books to really understand the context that quantum biofeedback was created in. And so we are networks of energy. And I said the EKG, the EEG, but really of electrical activity around every organ of the body. So the liver has a field, has an electrical field, the pancreas does, and all of these can be influenced. And when you think about it, this is what Chinese medicine seeks to do each and every day. And Chinese medicine is very widely accepted. They take your pulse, look at your tongue, and then they make a determination about where your energy is. And they utilize the needles as a way to open up that energy and to affect the electrical system. And in many ways, the genius works in a similar way. We want to open up the energy. We want to get it flowing. We want to correct any imbalances in the energy or anything that's been cut off from the electrical flow. So a little bit about me. I'm actually a licensed naturopathic doctor. I'm actually in Oregon, and I've been teaching and training about the genius since 2012. It's been my great privilege to be able to combine the principles of natural medicine with biofeedback, which you can learn more about at geniusbiofeedback.com. Today, we're just talking about the basics of energy medicine and what the genius is and how the heck do you get started, because you can start off as simple as you want, and you can move into incredible complexities where you can dive into the details of what is going on with you. And we'll talk about that, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, spiritual. You can become an explorer, you can become a detective and discover so many things. So really, just to sum up, some real key pieces about the genius, and then I want to answer your questions, is that the genius is a quantum biofeedback tool. It works through the energetic field. The results that you see on the genius may be telling you about probabilities, things that are in the process of happening. We call them probability waves. So when you see results on the genius, these could be things that, if given you going down the same path, could manifest in the physical body down the road. Not everything should be taken as this is something that the person has. It's just a reading of the energy field. So it also generates harmonizing frequencies, which are Hertz frequencies from 1 to 10,000 Hertz that have been programmed into the genius. And the genius is programmable. You can put Rife frequencies into the genius. You can, even through our system, you can use the archetype encoding system to put in actual words, which our system will translate into frequency. So if you like affirmations, you can program your own affirmations and words into the genius. You can even use something called a remedy plate, which we're going to talk about a little bit, in order to program frequencies from supplements, from herbs, from plants. You can put them from this plate, from the plate into the genius connected through a wire, and we can talk about that. So many fun things that you can do. I want to mention Mr. Ryan Williams. He is the developer of the genius. He's currently back home in South Africa, but he usually resides in Southern California. And he was a lifelong student of quantum biofeedback and used those big box machines. And then one crazy day, he said, hey, what if we could make this available at a much more reachable level to the masses, of like get everybody, the layperson could actually afford this. And what if we put it into a mobile application to do that, something you could carry on your phone or your tablet? So what Ryan did is he brought his whole lifelong understanding of quantum biofeedback in those big box systems and then translated them to a mobile application. And it's been amazing that he's been able to do that. And we've been able to maintain that and grow the community since the inception point about 10 years ago. So one thing really cool about the Genius also is we don't charge you a monthly fee. Once you get your Genius, you own it. And when we come out with version 15, version 16, version 17, whatever it might be, we make new and exciting updates. You get those for free. Everyone who's owned the Genius since the beginning has been updated always to the new version, and they've never been required to pay more than they initially paid to acquire their Genius. Let's just understand some basic concepts about the Genius so that you can sort of know, whoops, what is going on here. So we've already talked about that everything has frequency. And that frequency can be measured in an EEG or an EKG. Of course, there's all other types of meters that can measure different frequencies and look at frequency, and you can program frequency. The Genius seeks to restore you to your home frequency. If you, for a moment, just imagine yourself and when you're the healthiest and you're the most vibrant and you feel the best that you've ever felt in your life, just go inside and just even close your eyes and feel that for a moment when you just felt the healthiest, the most vibrant. You felt like you could just go for the whole day or days and you just felt great. As you even do that visualization, you move into a frequency, which I call your home frequency. It's who you truly are. And the Genius seeks to restore you to that home frequency through these different exercises, recipes, processes that we do. So you can, and that is why people who use the Genius, they want to use it every day, and they experience that something is positive is happening for them every day that they run those frequencies. And so it really keeps them coming back and utilizing it on a daily basis. So we're so much more than just the body. As you probably know, allopathic medicine seeks to separate us and sends us to the cardiologist and the rheumatologist and the nephrologist, but it's really silly because the body actually all works together. And the practitioners of Chinese medicine know this, that we're holistic and integrative. And in fact, you cannot affect just one part of your being without affecting the other. And so as you're working on any aspect with the Genius, you're affecting your whole body. It almost doesn't even matter where you start because positive resonances will affect the entire being and will cause changes in multiple areas, which is wonderful. So we talked a little bit about energy. We talked a little bit about vibrational medicine. And we talked a little bit about the voice engine. So just to say again that when you go into the Genius, you're listening to your voice. We're listening to your voice. You're speaking it for 15 seconds. And it uses the voice engine originally developed at MIT and then uses it for quantum biofeedback purposes. It turns it into a measurable frequency and then compares it to other frequencies within the Genius. So starting with your name and the A-E-I-O-U vowels, it works in any language. You don't have to say it in English. You can actually say anything that you want during those 15 seconds. And then we're going to find and translate and measure what your current frequency is. It's pretty cool. So from this recording, your frequency is determined and it compares it to other frequencies. And as a result, it gives you these red or blue markers. So highs or lows in the Genius, anything that's red or blue, is communicating to you which frequencies would be beneficial for you today. The red and blue items are the most beneficial frequencies for you to put into any of the trays and entrain by playing the frequencies. Entrain meaning bringing it into and making it part of your own field, your own electrical field. The Genius uses a series of algorithms, right, to give that numerical score of high or low. So that's the proprietary secret sauce. And then you go into action. So you get to now be what I call a director of energy or a director of frequency. You can now send frequencies in any area that you choose, in any combination that you want. So you have the power of the universe in your hand to create whatever effect that you want. The Genius specifically measures what are called stress disturbances. So when you see these different items in the Genius, they're defining things in your field and they're defining probabilities, things that could manifest in the future, some which have manifested at the current moment. We can't say anything as a diagnosis, but as a doctor, I've looked at the results of the Genius, and we've even looked at hormone panels and compared them to the Genius testing, and they are very correlated, but not exact, but very, very similar patterns, which is fascinating. So these are the different places that we measure, and you can also do home clearing frequencies, and we'll talk about that. So you could actually put your home or a building in as a client, or you could put the whole earth in as a client. Or if you wanted to clear food, you could take a picture of your apple and put that in as a client as well. We'll talk a little bit about that. So it's very, very dynamic. You can work with animals. You can work with your dog, your cat, your horse, your bird, anything that you want to work with to help to heal. We have special libraries, special frequencies where you can work with some animals. You can clear food. So especially we have large and small remedy plates. Just grabbing them over here. So we have larger remedy plates, and these are broadcast plates, and you can put your food right on this particular plate and then run your Genius solfeggio frequencies into the plate and clear your food. When you change the frequency of food, it's very likely that the toxic effects may fall away or energetically clear in some way. We think that's the whole purpose of praying over water. There are legendary stories of where they tried to poison people with bad water, poisoned water, water that had germs in it, and then the priests or the holy man or holy woman prayed over the water and said words over the water. The words, the frequencies from the words go into the water, and it changes and transforms and possibly clears the water of any toxic or ill effects. Very similar with the Genius, you're imprinting frequencies into the food in order to change the vibration of the food. And again, this should probably start to spark off different things, ideas, incredible and exciting potential of things that you'll do with the Genius that maybe we've never even thought of. So if you'd like to become a practitioner, we have very special training. We're going to tell you step by step what to do, how to do it, reports to send. We have something called a quantum capsule, so your client can receive the frequencies that you've selected for them on their phone or tablet without them having to be a practitioner. So if you're interested and you want to earn a few $100s or a few $1,000s from working from home, we can teach you how to do that. So I just wanted to introduce the Genius, and now we're really going to go into the live portion here, which is answering all your questions and doing live sessions. Everything that we can do to get you started so that you know how to use this. We're sort of going to break down the mystery of using the Genius and answer all of your questions. So let's go ahead and start that process. Let's get some of your questions here, and we're going to set up the Genius. We broadcast the Genius for this purpose, if I can do this here, from a broadcaster, which is called a reflector. So in a moment, I'm going to show that reflector on screen, and you're going to see everything that I'm doing on my Genius. I'm broadcasting from my Genius from a just an iPad Pro, and you could use any iPad, you could use any tablet, any Android tablet, you could use your phone, you could use your Android phone. All of those things are absolutely great vehicles for using the Genius. You do not necessarily need a fancy tablet. You could start with something as simple as your phone. If you really think about it, your phone is, at this point, it's like a sophisticated computer, and it's perfectly good for utilizing the Genius and using the Genius as, you know, a really wonderful quantum biofeedback technology. I'm just going to get this up here and running, hopefully. We can get this code in. So there we go. Okay. Now we're going to take volunteers and do as many scans as we have time to, and we'll talk about some of the basic processes of using the Genius and hopefully share some of those basic processes with you so that when you get into the system overview, you can look at it and say, oh my gosh, like I know step by step exactly what to do with this. Okay, this is not cooperating a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. So we're going to make this a little bit larger. And what I was going to say is if you want to volunteer, just go ahead and make sure that you have your camera, if you can join us by visual feed, because then what we can do is we can take your picture and record your voice live. And this is what a lot of practitioners do each and every day, is they record their clients just as we're doing today on a Zoom, and they record their voice, they record their picture, and then after the session, they will send them frequencies in their quantum capsule. So they are able to send them frequencies and deliver those frequencies to them in a mini app we call our quantum capsule. The quantum capsule is a $65 program that your client would purchase or you would purchase on behalf of them. and then charge them back in some way, either directly or as a gift for doing a number of sessions with you. And on that quantum capsule, they will be able to play all of the frequencies that you select for them for 7 days. And then the frequencies will self-erase off of their device, and then they will come back to you for another session for more frequencies. So that's an exciting way that it can really work for you. If you've just joined us, we're probably going to put into the chat one more time some wonderful resources for you that you can start to utilize right away. And this resource list gives you some processes that you can get started with, as well as some ebooks that take you through like how to restore your sleep, how to have more energy, things like that. So we're going to go ahead and link that again into the chat, and just go ahead and click on that and you can download it, and it'll give you a lot of different resources here. Let's see if we can manage to do this. And we'll answer your questions as we get into this. Welcome everybody who's new to the Genius, and welcome many of you who came from Nicholas Vinyamin's show. He was so gracious to let us join and talk about the Genius. So thanks for being here. And let's go ahead and take some volunteers. And let's go back here to the beginning. So Angela, you volunteered right at the beginning, Angela A. So let's welcome you. Let me see if I can find you if you're still joining us. And if you have to hop off at some point, please know that you can find my name on YouTube under Ariel Policano. I know it's somewhere over here in the Zoom. And if you find my channel, you can go ahead and join the channel, and you can actually watch us live on the stream. So Angela, there you are. You're going to see yourself promoted to a panelist in just a moment, and you can join us, and we're going to do a scan on you. So a warm welcome to you. Thank you for being part of our process today. And we also have all of those process guides that we talked about, and she's going to be joining us in just a second here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use her. I think her name's going to appear anyway. There we go. Okay, Angela, how are you? Got to get up into the screen of the Zoom here.
There we go.
Okay, Angela, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Excellent. Have you used energy medicine, Reiki, healing, anything like that?
No, I've been playing around with the Genius. I just need to know more about what I'm doing to do it better.
What are some of your basic like stumbling blocks? Like what do you feel you most need to know to get rolling?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
don't
think,
know what you don't know.
Right. I think probably under the aura, I've listened to a couple of these podcasts and showing what comes in where, and I've been trying to look that up and find the way to do that better, because I kind of feel like that has a lot of answers there.
Yeah, we do have a guide to the aura for you in that little download that we just shared in the chat. So make sure you download that. There's a guide, there's an aura guide in there, and that'll get the process started.
Because I mean, I got like the basic colors, but I mean, like, I'll show you one of the ones I just came up with. I don't know. Let me see if that. Oh, okay, there we go. Almost got to.
Oh, you might have to turn your screen off a little bit. That's funny. It's actually cutting out the aura and just showing the little man.
Let me see if
okay, before we get that sort of figured out, let's go ahead and record your voice here, and we'll look at your aura right here live. So let me go ahead and count you down, and I'll have you say your name and then the vowels over and over again, A-E-I-O-U. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay, I'll count you down here in 3, 2, 1. I'm recording.
Angela Aloisio, A-E-I-O-U, 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 A.
Perfect. That was perfect. And how has that been for you, recording your voice and sort of getting some of those basics set up?
Yeah, that's been easy enough.
Okay. Excellent. And all right, you're dropping out just a little bit from view. No. So try to just lift up a little bit there. Yeah. And I'm going to take your picture. So in just a moment, I'm going to get you to have your best smile there. And go ahead and flip this around. This is giving me a real hard time now. Why is it doing that?
Because it's me.
What's that?
Because it's me.
No, it shouldn't be doing the little nesting thing. What does it do? Why is it doing that? Let's think about this for a second. Should be. Oh yeah, there we go. Nope, there it is again. When do I do it that way? Okay, I'm going to take a moment. Now go ahead. Yes, let's get that beautiful smile right there. Okay, I've learned that you wait for the person to give their best smile, and then we go ahead, and there we go. All right, so we've got that. And where are you joining us from today, Angela?
California.
From beautiful, sunny California?
Oh, yeah. 91 yesterday.
All right. When you start your Genius, we're going to get an energy entrainment. What that is, just one word that will play in the background every time that we run frequencies for you. A suitable word for energy entrainment would be something like joy, love, abundance, peace. What word should we entrain for you today?
Let's just do love.
Perfect. Okay, we're getting close to the point where we can look at your aura. And that's typically what I do. Is the first thing I do is look at the aura. And on that sheet that we shared with everyone, you should find the 3 basic processes. So if you download that guide now and look at the 3 basic processes, because we're going to refer to it in just a moment. And that will really, really help to provide some structure to what you're doing. So let's see if we can click on that. Okay, perfect. And we can just, so you can click to download it. It'll download onto your device. And we just did that. We're going to show that in just a moment. And we're going to do basic assessment number 1 for Angela. Now, Angela, is there anything in particular that you're focusing on, like improving for yourself, working on, or are you working on just general wellness?
General wellness would be good. I kind of have a finger infection that I've got mostly gone, but maybe that would be something.
Okay, well, we'll see if anything like that pops up that would be important for us to look at. And we'll go from there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we'll look at the aura. And let's go ahead and look at this aura. And while we have you live, and I'm trying to get that 3 basic processes, we might have to just look at it a different way. As per usual, the computer is not cooperating the way I would like it to. So let's see if we can just make it a little bit bigger here. Wow, what an awesome aura. That looks fantastic. It's like a rainbow. Have any of them looked like this?
Yeah, I get a lot of those actually for me.
Oh, do you meditate or do Tai Chi or do some type of spiritual practice?
No, empath.
What's that?
I'm an empath.
An empath. Okay, so something about your field is coming through on this, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Let's see if we can get this document shared in here just so everybody can see what we're talking about. The 3 basic processes that you can download. And I know it's a little bit small, but hopefully you can download the one on your own device. Okay, so when you look at the aura, it is true that a lot of what you're looking at is the colors. So the first thing you are going to look, okay, there's purple. That is going to be related. A lot of it is to your
right?
Yeah, exactly. The 3rd eye. So the 6th chakra, the opening of intuition. And the pink is going to be related to your 7th chakra. So you've got a lot, being an empath, it makes sense. You've got a lot of open energy in those higher chakras. So that really does make a lot of sense. And then we have some beautiful green, which is, of course, connecting with the heart. But there are these areas that we see around here where we do see some gray. And everybody starts a session like this. This isn't just you or anything like that. This is everyone. Like I would start my session similar, and then it's where we go in the session that matters. So we have a little bit of gray here, a little bit of gray around here.
And what about up on the top where it's kind of like a brownish
over here, this yellow?
Yeah.
That would be 3rd chakra. So it'd be around power issues. And it might even be a little bit of digestive stuff that you're working on or working to clear.
Okay.
So all these areas of grays are areas of blockage, stagnation, areas where we need more oxygen, areas where we need more energy. And we're not necessarily seeking to analyze every particular part of the aura, although in general, energy comes in from her left side. So look at her facing us. Her left side is this side. That's her left side being represented by the mirror looking back at us. And this is the right side. And the reason I point that out is because the energy is going to come in from the left, that, and then leave. So everything coming in here is things that she's accepting or being receptive to that are new. And then these things are sort of things that she's pushing out or moving out of her field. And then you can also look at things from a left-right perspective as well, what things are associated with the left side, what things are associated with the right side. So that's another way that you can look at the auras. So now based on that, did you have any other questions about the aura in particular?
No, not so far.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at your scan here, and then we're going to come back and talk with you in just about 5 minutes or so. Okay, Angela? And so keep looking at what we're doing for you. Come back and I'm going to ask how this information is landing with you.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Okay, fantastic. So just, there we go. We'll come back and chat with you shortly. Okay, great. So now I'd like to get into, now that we have a wonderful volunteer and she's just working on wellness and vitality, and let's get all of your questions. Let's sort of look through some of the questions that you asked here, and then from there go into the scan. We're also going to go through with that Genius basic process. So what the basic processes do is they give you an opportunity to have some structure to your balancing. So it's as simple as following the step-by-step on this process sheet. So first you take the aura picture, and of course you do the voice in the picture, take the aura picture, and then you go to today's stress. So let's look at today's stress for her. And we will see that's in the body area right here. And it says brain, emotional, hormonal. And so once again, we don't say anything's a diagnosis, but it gives us sort of a flavor, like maybe she's having a little bit of brain fog, or maybe she's having trouble focusing. Maybe there are some emotional things up for her today, or she's just feeling more emotional than other days. Maybe there's something going on with trying to balance hormones. Maybe it's thyroid, reproductive hormones. Now, it doesn't matter specifically if you're a nutritionist, acupuncturist, naturopath, chiropractor, and you can make sense of this information, then start to put the pieces together. We have lots of natural health classes on our website, and we offer training in these areas, but you don't need to know it to start off with. So we would then drag and drop these items into the tray, and we can instantly begin to harmonize them. For just a few items, like these 3 items, we could put them up into the main hold tray, into the quick zap tray. And the quick zap tray is right up here. You can open it by dropping down this little tray opener. And then we look inside, and we can see that there are 3 frequencies. Now, these are not just singular frequencies. In the brain frequency on the system overview, there's a combination of probably 10 or 15 frequencies that are in here that play all together like a symphony when you play that particular frequency. And the same thing for emotions, and the same thing for hormonal. So even just in these 3 items, there is a whole heck of a lot going on. I can use this little yellow ball, which is the timer. I'm going to pull it to the left. And when I pull it to the left, it goes to 1 minute. Yeah, it goes to 1 minute up at the top. And there you see the 1 minute. And then from the 1 minute, I'm going to play these frequencies, and let's see if we can hear them. You can actually experience positive benefit from looking at the visual algorithm. So if you just look at the rhythm of the outline here, this beautiful sacred geometrical information that's playing before us, there's information in that as well. You can listen to it, right? And being close to the device. And in the Genius, we have a remote aspect. So she's also receiving this as a broadcast, a remote broadcast to her. Okay, we're definitely going to get in more of these scans. So if you volunteered, fantastic. And let's see. Kathy says, I have my first person with a quanta capsule, but she can send to me, and I did a session, but I'm missing on how she receives her tones. So go to my YouTube channel or go to geniusbiofeedback.com and go to the videos page. If you go to education videos, we have so many videos on the quanta capsule, including how to get started and how it works and how to set it up. So geniusbiofeedback.com, and then look under education videos, and you'll see them there. Okay, and Yaima is giving her wonderful little tips as well. So Yaima, thank you so much for doing that. And she gave her a whole bunch of information there. And Richard said, I played with it. I didn't feel any change. Well, keep on trying, Richard, or come and have a personal demonstration scan with one of our experts. These are subtle frequencies. So you have to have a specific goal that you're working on to sort of know if you're making progress in different areas. And I can definitely help you with it. Or it might just, maybe it's not the thing for you, but I love that you came to the class today. Yes, walk us through doing the first scan and analysis for ourselves. So Robert, we're doing that right now. So it's great, perfect timing. Angela, she says, I've noticed for a few people I've tried it with, they seem to have listened to it for long periods of time. They feel a shift, and that is sending a capsule. Yeah, sending a capsule is a great way for them to be able to listen to it. For a lot of people, this is brand new information working with frequencies. People are maybe used to taking medications or taking supplements or taking herbs. Using frequency for this purpose is brand new to people. And so it can take a while for them to really get acclimated, realize what the frequencies can do for them and how it's affecting them. But we did a series of videos, and we interviewed one of our practitioners, Annette Landman. And you can look for that video at Ariel Policano at my YouTube video. We can share it in a follow-up. And she did her dissertation at Quantum University about the genius. And she studied all the people that she sent frequencies in a quanta capsule. She sent all of the people she did in the study were remote clients. She did not see any of them in person. She did meet with them for evaluation purposes, but then she would send all their frequencies in the quanta capsule. The magic number for the clients was 7 sessions. After seven exports to their capsule, so 7 weeks, on number 7, magic started to happen. And one of the cases that she shows on that video is a 2-year-old girl who was cross-eyed. So that she had 2 eyes that were looking in different directions. And it was very upsetting for her. It was very upsetting and disorienting for her as well, of course, the parents. And after 7 weeks of her parents running those frequencies for her, and she did things, frequencies for the nerves, for the spine, for neurotransmitters, for emotions. She did a whole bunch of different frequencies. At the end of those 7 weeks, the girl was looking forward through both of the eyes, and both of the eyes were tracking together in the proper directions. And you can see the pictures of before and after of this little girl in that video. And ultimately, she shared that in her dissertation for her doctorate at Quantum University. It was really quite profound. So there is absolutely something happening from that quanta capsule. The reason the quanta capsule is so valuable is because you're choosing the specific frequencies that that person needs, and then you're sending it to them. And then they're playing the frequencies daily. It's a little bit of increment every single day that begins to shift the field, right? You're surrounded by this electrical field, and it changes and shapes a little bit every day. And so you maybe a time you ran a marathon, or you took up an exercise program. It wasn't in every day that you saw the difference, but it's those classic before and after pictures. When you look at yourself 30 days before you took up your jogging program, and 30 days after, you look like a different person, but you didn't notice it in the day-to-day. But it's the incremental additive process of quantum biofeedback energies that really starts to change and transform a person. So just daily balancing. Just how do you get started? This is how you get started. You record your voice, you record your pictures as easily as we did today. You take a screenshot of your aura so you can look at it before and then check it afterwards. And then the fun starts. Then you just go through any of these basic processes just for simplicity. Okay, I'm going to do today's stress. I'm going to put the red and blue items into the tray, and then I'm going to balance them. You could start with your quick zap, or you can put all of your red and blue items down into the lower tray. So let's do that. We've got bacteria, fungus, virus, acidity. Again, nothing that you have to get, oh my gosh, what is this? These are just frequencies that want to be balanced today so that you can feel more like yourself. if you know all about viruses and fungus and liver and bacteria, you can study them and understand, yes, there does seem to be, she said that she had a finger infection. So these all frequencies could be related to some stress to the immune system. That is what it might be telling us. Then we're going to go, and hopefully you can see this spotlight here. We're going to go to body systems. So we're going to find that here. And then let's see what's under body systems. So there's nothing really interesting here except for the respiratory system. So maybe recently she had a cold, or maybe when she gets a cold, it goes right to her chest. Maybe there's something going on, or the air that she's breathing, something with the respiratory system. Then we go to organs. So now we're going to go to organs, and it tells us the heart. We see the kidneys again. We saw that before. The brain, we see that again, and the spleen. So we're going to include all of those. There's no blue items. And so this is starting to create a recipe, a process for balancing. And it sort of gets rounded out by the organs, the glands, the digestion, because 90% of illness starts in the gut. So we want to definitely balance the digestive system. This is the parathyroid gland. So she might not have ever even known there was some type of imbalance or disharmony in the thyroid, in the parathyroid gland. That is a really cool thing about the genius that gives you that level of awareness. Could you get a lab test and find out that there's something wrong with the parathyroid gland? Yeah, you could do that. But what if this is just a slight imbalance that could never be detected? And what if by you doing your harmonizing and balancing, you actually clear something that never becomes manifest as an issue? That's what a lot of people who are using the genius are utilizing it for. Because previous to this, how could you really access this information? You could go to a kinesiologist, right? Somebody could muscle test you, but that muscle testing will take a very long time. And you have to pay for it. You have to go somewhere. You have to go back to them later. But if you can test yourself regularly on a daily basis, you know, all of these things are frequency. They're also information. We are changed and transformed by information, information you learn, information you read. And as you even just read the frequencies that come up for you on the genius, you are transforming, because in that information, for example, if Angela is watching this and she sees that her parathyroid comes up as a low blue, it does mean something's probably out of balance. And her whole being, her whole consciousness, which has the ability for her to change her body, moves into a different place and says, well, I would like that to be balanced. So even just by the level of raising your awareness, you even begin to shift and transform, which is what is so powerful about doing quantum biofeedback on a regular basis, really getting to know yourself and raise that level of awareness. So now we go into digestion. Let's see what's going on with the digestive system. So we tap on, what I'm actually doing is I'm tapping on each line in order to find out more. It takes me to a deeper area of testing and shows me colors. And so we see small intestine and the liver. I'm going to tap on this item up here. I tap on it. And when I tap on it, I grab it and I bring it down into one of the balancing trays. And when I tap on the liver, I do the same thing. I grab it and I bring it down into the balancing tray. No, it looks like it didn't. Did it drag it? Did it drag this one? What is going on? There we go. Okay. So when we do that, it seemed like it wasn't working for a second. When we do that, what we're doing is we're asking to harmonize the energy of the small intestine. What does the small intestine do? It actually assimilates all of our food. We pick up a lot of our digested food, all of the nutrients, amino acids, fatty acids in the small intestine. And if it's out of balance, if we have leaky gut, then it's not absorbing as well as we could be absorbing. So now we're going to take that, and a lot of people have leaky gut. So potentially by running the frequency of the small intestine, we may clear out that energy that is the leaky gut state. We're changing the energy, we're changing the vibration so that a diseased state could fall away. Hey, if you get better and heal all of your ailments from the genius, we can't take any responsibility, credit, or say that we cured or diagnosed anything, but hey, we'll say you're welcome. You know, I'm glad it worked. We do see a lot of people who transform, heal, get better, feel better each and every day. The other thing about our world is that often people are asking the question, what is wrong with me? My doctor says everything is fine. It says I'm well, there's nothing wrong. There's no lab test showing anything. but they don't know why they don't feel well. They don't know why they don't quite feel like themselves. And so as a result of that, they get into despair because no one can tell them what the issue is. Here, you're always able to test yourself and to find something. And that is really exciting for people, that they're able to test themselves and find something each and every day. So that's what we recommend that you do. And so I find that over the 10 years of working with different people in our community, that there's less of a feeling of depression. There's less of a feeling of despair. There's more of a feeling like, but I can always test something for my friend, and I can always find some frequencies to run for them, just like immensely empowering to be able to do that. So we did small intestine and liver, and then we're going to go to the flower essences. And so if we go back to the flower essences, those, whoops. How did that? So somebody turned on the microphone there. All right, maybe you can mute yourself because we're going to have to find you. I don't know if that's Angela, if you're, probably just muted yourself there. So yeah, just make sure everybody's muted, and that looks really, really good. Okay, that's fine. That is classic on a Zoom, right? Okay, so what you want to do then is go to the flower essences, and flower essences are the emotional energies that really help us to heal from past emotional wounds. So if you got up for the day and you wanted to have more energy, vibrancy, wanted to do something wonderful for your day, just run the flower essences, because so much of what makes us tired is the emotional baggage that we're carrying around with us. If you ran your picture, your voice, and you saw this screen in the morning, what you could do is simply go to this button at the bottom where it says quick balance. And when you're at quick balance, you just choose a time. The timer is right here, that yellow ball at the right. And I'm going to time it for 1 minute and then bring it to 1 minute. And so at 1 minute, maybe it'll work. There we go. And we hit quick balance. And so now it's going to take all those blue items and all of the red items. These are all remedies, and it will entrain that remedy. So you don't actually have to take the flower essence. You can just run the energy of this flower essence. Pine is feeling guilty about something. So we're releasing past guilt that we experienced. Walnut is when we're in a transition phase. We're ready to move somewhere or start a new career or do something different. We're getting ready for some type of transition. Oak is feeling weighed down by responsibility, and we want to move out of that. We want to do things out of love, out of joy, not out of obligation. We want to do things because we absolutely love them and enjoy them. So we would read, we have all of the definitions in the guide. So if you open up that complete guides, there's actually a guide to the flower essences. So you could click on that right now, and you could look at all the definitions of the flower essences so that you could know more about them. So in this session, we ran it for 60 seconds, and it told us that we got something at the bottom called a rectification. So if you look at the very bottom of the screen, you can see 58% being the average rectification. And the average rectification is the literal biofeedback. It tells us how much her consciousness, her energy field was able to absorb or drink in the energies that we just entrained for her. She was listening to them, looking at them, and also they were being remote broadcast to her to reach her long distance. Equally, we could take these frequencies and we could send them to her in the quantum capsule, and she could receive them there. So let's now, since we ran that for a minute, let's go ahead and let's go to the aura, and let's see how has the aura shifted or changed. So here was the original aura, and you can see now down at the bottom, it gives us another opportunity to begin an analysis and tells us, hey, you ran some frequencies previously. Let's go ahead and give you another opportunity to run this analysis again. Okay, so where are the manuals with detailed information about the flower essence that you just mentioned, asks Miriam. Miriam, if you download those guides, so scroll back in the chat, and it says biofeedbacksuccess.com, complete guides. Click on that, and we've got guides to the flower essences in there. So you can go ahead and you can learn more and find the definitions to the flower essences that you're looking for. Okay, and Kristen says it's on page 2. So you can look for it on page 2. Okay, Angela had to hop off the computer, but Angela, if you're listening, remember to watch on the live stream where you can watch us on the live stream. So she had to hop off. That's totally fine. And what a beautiful transformation that she's experiencing. So let's look at the before and after. More than anything within the aura itself, we're looking for an overall pattern. So let's go ahead and let's go back to the original aura. I have it saved. You can see all the photos and folks we have here, even Nicholas is there. And we can go to this photo here. And so what we do is we look at the first one. There's the first one, and here's the second one. Here's the first one, and here's the second one. So what do you see? What do you observe in the aura? So what's the difference between the first one and the second one? What do you see that's different? Okay, so let's see. Audra says, are the selected frequencies sent via the Quanta capsule from your personal library, existing frequencies, or a combination of both? You can do anything you want. You could create your own library and you could send it to the Quanta capsule. It could be from the Genius itself. You could send a combination of frequencies. So Peter says it's more linear looking. So there's like sort of more lines coming down. Jing says the person is pulling in new energies. That's a really, really great. And let's see if there's any other questions here. When you choose to put an item into a tray, does it automatically include all the reds and blues from the subgroups? At this juncture, it does not. That might change. But right now, when you pull a sort of a overarching category name, it's just a singular frequency. It doesn't inherently include all of the subgroups. So Marlene, I recommend that you just include the subgroups that you want. Okay, so again, yeah, if you need to hop off, watch us on the live stream from our YouTube channel, and that's an easy way to keep watching the stream, watching it. If something is heavy, can we put the remedy plate on top of it? Would a Himalayan salt lamp be a good thing to use the plate with? Yeah. So what you can do is this plate, this large plate, you could just put it next to, and it would receive the frequency that way. And so you don't have to put something necessarily, just put it as close or make sure that it's sort of propped up against it. I would say that they should be touching. You should figure out a way that you can lean it against that salt lamp on the side and do it that way, because you want it to touch at least. Okay, so let's see. Emotional healing and finding your truth, harmony and colors. You guys are super creative. I love that. So let's look at these two again. Here it is. What I'm mainly looking at are these cloudy areas. So this would be areas where you have pain, where there's stagnation, oxygen is not getting, where you'll have brain fog. There might be some diseased state or some process starting to happen. And when you see these go away, that is when you're entraining or bringing in the new energies. So that is looking good. She's very receptive to the energy. And also just think about when you feel like you're on point, you feel good. It's almost like your energy is brighter. We even use the word vibrant. So you're more vibrant, you're feeling better, and you can see the vibrant colors start to come through as you do the balancing. You can see more vibrant here, more vibrant here, and there's almost no gray left, maybe just a little bit down here because we only ran a few minutes of frequencies. So this is really what you're looking for when you're looking at the aura. So I just ran a system overview balance, and the second aura looked muddier than the first. What conclusion should I draw from that? So Doug, good question. Sometimes you dive deeper into the physical experience first, and so things can go through peaks and valleys. Sometimes you're sort of getting into the mud to work something out, to clear something out. And within just a few more minutes, you'll notice that you go up to a peak again, and you get a lot of vibrant colors coming in. If it did not move to a more vibrant or brighter state, then add in the flower essences or the solfeggio tones. And I think quite quickly, it will start to clear up. Wondering if her finger infection is starting to clear on the right hand. Okay, I wonder if her finger infection is on her right hand and is purple around that area. I don't know if she's still on or if she's needed to drop off, we could find out how this information is landing with her. So Angela, if you're still present or around, just go ahead and join us again if you are. If not, then we'll know that you needed to jump off the stream. No problem. Okay, so let's go ahead. I think she jumped off. So let's go ahead and we'll do another scan. So who else would like to volunteer? And let's make sure that you're getting all of your questions answered. So if you have questions about the genius or anything that you need that we need to help you with, make sure you put that in the chat so we can assist you with that or put someone in touch with you. And we're probably going to be doing some more live streams like this in the next week or so, maybe as soon as tomorrow. We'll let you know. We want to do as many live streams sort of in the next 7 days as possible for so many new people coming into our community to get you up to speed, to educate you, to get you an opportunity to get all of your questions answered. Okay, so anyone else who would like to, let's see if people who volunteered in the past here, people, if you volunteered or you still want to volunteer, make sure you put your information down. Kelly, if you're still with us, let me know, and let's see if we can talk with Kelly a little bit about what is going on with her. So Kelly, you may see, let's see if she's still with us here, Kelly A. And we're going to bring you up here as a panelist. So be ready, maybe have your camera sort of at the ready there. Let's see if we can get your voice here and see if you're with us in just a moment, if you're still joining us, or we might go to another volunteer. And any of your questions?
Hello?
Oh, hi, Kelly, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Good. Let's go ahead and we can get your video started as well.
I didn't know I was doing this, so I'm not really prepared.
Oh, well, the good thing is that you don't need to do anything at all except just be present with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is extremely interesting.
Well, that's what we want. That's the result really that we want, is to spark your curiosity and fascination with energy medicine and the potential for you to be able to make powerful changes in your life.
Thank you.
Okay, and do you want to join us by video?
Well, I don't know how.
Oh, okay.
I'm not connected.
You're not connected.
I mean,
okay.
I didn't
Okay, well,
set
let's
up
not,
a
we
program.
won't, for years, we didn't do video feed as well. So let's just get your voice. And
Thank you.
so, of course. And so I'm going to have you say your name and then just repeat the vowels A, E, I, O, U over and over again until I say, we've got it. So I'm going to count you down and I'll start recording in 3, 2, 1. I'm recording.
Kelly, Allen, A, E, I, O, U. Kelly, Allen, A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U.
Perfect. Okay, you did great. Okay, fantastic. All right, now, is there anything in particular that you want to improve or transform that you would like us to focus on?
I would like my hormones balanced.
Hormonal
like-
balance. Okay, that's usually a big request.
Thank you.
All right, and what is one word that we could play in the background for you whenever we play some frequencies? And that one word, an example would be joy, love, peace, abundance. What would be the word you'd like us to focus on for you?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yep, that's totally fine. It's any word that you choose. Okay, and we've got that. And now anytime we play frequencies, any of the frequencies, that energy of beautiful or beauty will play in the background. Okay, so have you, Kelly, downloaded the 14-day trial?
No, I haven't. I'm new to this. I've been doing it maybe for 2 weeks. So I want to get I want to get the information before I try.
That's absolutely understandable. So we put some information into that complete guides And we've also been sending out some emails with our mini course, or you could just go to geniusbiofeedback.com and you could find the mini course under education. And that mini course was designed to just give you, just give me the basics, ma'am. Tell me what this is all about. And if you watch the first 30 minutes of that mini course, it'll give you a lot of the basics, some of which we really talked about today. But in case you want to see it again, or we also have 3 other videos in case you want to dive in deeper. Is there one question in your mind about the technology that we can answer for you right now?
Yes.
Oh, wow, you're right there with that. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that's exactly right. Because I have blocked energy all over my body.
Okay.
And I do meditation for it because I have frequency problems when I listen to different things and my body moves in all kinds of different directions. And I wonder if that's blocked energy and if what this can do for it. I think it will help.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, the Genius can help you to focus on specific things. So in order to create that effect, you could look for frequencies and categories on the Genius that would help you in your pursuit. So I think it could be really, really valuable. What I'd recommend, Kelly, is that you and I stay in touch, and that we get you in touch with one of our Genius mentors. And that's someone who does a personal demonstration scan for you. It can be like your buddy, where you can ask questions. Hey, I'm trying to work on this. What can I do? How does it work? And so why don't we do that? Why don't we make that connection when you're ready? And that way you'll have a lot of assistance and support.
Is that who you're thinking Sarah Jo West is? That's who I came in contact with, I found out about this.
Yes, Sarah can do it. And even if Sarah refers, we can still connect you with one of our staff here that will do a demonstration. So we work all as a team. So please get in touch with me. And many thanks if Sarah Jo's watching today or watching the recording, for sharing the Genius with you. We really appreciate that.
Yes, she's been excellent, and it'll be interesting to see the colors.
Yes, well, we can see the colors right now. The colors coming up for you is a beautiful green, as you can see in the on the screen there, and then a little bit of sort of a golden brownish. I would say that this is, to me, what I typically see is this pattern when we're ready to do like a juice fast or juice cleanse or some type of a spring digestive detox. And that has direct correlation or connection to the hormones. Let's see if we run some digestive frequencies for you today, if this will clear up and transform the energy in some positive way. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Actually,
Kelly,
I've done
go right
this
ahead.
twice. I wanted to tell people I've done this twice. I know you're not doctors, but my digestion has improved tremendously in the last week.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. That's great. Well, is there anything else you want to add about that? So it sounds like Sarah's doing a wonderful job with you.
Well, when I listened to it the first time, I listened to it with headphones on, and I thought the longer the better. And so I was doing it for 7 minutes, and I got pretty sick.
Uh-huh. Okay,
and
usually that's not the nature of the frequencies itself. It just try drinking a little bit more water, and that will definitely help.
I'm only listening 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. Well, you're smart. Yeah, cut down if there's any type of a disruption or something that you're dealing with. What I'm going to do, Kelly, is I'm going to mute you. We're going to come back and talk with you in just a little bit, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so that's really cool. And Sarah Jo, kudos to you for doing such a great job. And it's really interesting, as we were talking, you can see that this digestion is one of the red ones that we're working with. And so that's really interesting that it's one of the red frequencies telling us it's one that is, in distress for her at this time. And so let's go ahead and peek and see within digestion. So first we can actually take this, and we can take the whole digestion frequency. So that's one frequency representing everything in the digestive category. even though it doesn't specifically hold all of the subcategories. That's really getting into the details there. So let's go ahead and tap on digestion now. And now we'll see for her, it's esophagus. Now this could be something like reflux and irritation at the esophagus that sometimes people don't even know that they have some reflux going on. And then it says large intestine. Now, large intestine is not red, but it is above 600. So we do consider it to be important. And then small intestine. So indeed, it does appear there are some issues going on within the digestive system. From there, I just go through the rest of my basic items. So again, we want to make this super easy on you. That's why we came up with the basic process, and you just go through the paces. Sometimes we say people are biofeedback technicians or they're biofeedback specialists. You don't need to know everything a healthcare person knows or a naturopath knows. You just need to select the reds and the blues, because by selecting the reds and the blues in this particular order for this particular assessment will give you positive benefits. You can run it on yourself, and we want you to have something that you can really look at and feel confident that you're actually like, what is the recipe or process I need to do? So now we're going to go to body systems, and we see now reproductive comes up, and that is related to hormones. Circulatory comes up. Now, what's interesting is we did see the cardiovascular system before. Doesn't mean cardiovascular disease, but might mean something emerging or could emerge in the future. Maybe we're not working out as much. Maybe we're having some foods that have a lot of salt that could be escalating or elevating the blood pressure or something. That all of these things might be going on. Our immune system, our nervous system. It's like if you could say to a program, tell me my weakest points, that if I could send energy there today, I could be stronger tomorrow. So what are my weak points? If only I knew what my weak points were, then I could improve upon them. So it's giving you that opportunity. It's showing you the weak points, and then being eminently practical. It's also giving you the ability to send energy to those weak points. So it's problem and solution all together. So then we've got the lymphatic system, again, the digestive system. So lymphatics, right? That's the vessels that are all over the body that run next to the blood vessels. And what they do is they are clearing metabolic waste from the cells, from the fluid in the body. They're helping to take metabolic waste away and clear everything out. So it would be like if you didn't exercise for a long time or move your body, you just sort of feel like, gosh, I have brain fog. I don't feel too good. It's because these fluids become filled, right, with the metabolic waste from the cells. And so in order to clear them, we drink water, we stretch, we do yoga, we go for a run. Why do you feel good after those things? Part of it is because you're moving that lymphatic fluid through the body and clearing waste out of the body that otherwise you're just sort of swimming in that waste as it circulates throughout your system. So we want to clear that out. And then digestive stress, we want to clear the digestive stress. So reds and blues, reds and blues, reds and blues. We're going to put all those red and blue items down into our main hold tray. If we only have a short amount of time, we actually could put reds and blues from a few libraries or a few panels up in the quick zap. So if you only have a few minutes in the morning, just go to your flower essences. So find those flower essences, they're in the mind section. And then we go ahead and, no, it's not being nice to me. Let's go ahead here and do it this way. And then you can just bring up these from the flower essence area into the quick zap and just do a really quick balancing. Maybe I just want to do those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 5. And I want to do a little emotional tune-up for myself. I want to clear everything out. You know, every single day we take a shower in the morning, right? It's because we had buildup or residue throughout the previous day. It's similar with energy. When you run the energy every day, you're clearing out the residue buildup that is built up for the last 24 hours. So you can clear it, you purge it, you want to eliminate it, just like why do you take the shower, right? You want to clear off any dirt, anything that's congesting you. It's the same thing with biofeedback. You brush your teeth to eliminate the bacteria on a daily basis. You wouldn't wait a week to eliminate the bacteria from your teeth. You want to eliminate this residue from your system on a regular basis so that you can be a more clear vessel, that you can have more clear energy, and then you feel better. You feel more clear. You feel like you have physically more energy. Okay, so Stefan says, I'm really excited. I got to sign at YouTube, but still fussing with controls. Will help to get arranged to participate and enjoy the benefits. Stefan, thank you. Get in touch with us so we can connect you with one of our mentors, and that person can work with you and help you with controls and PC and getting downloaded. That's what we're here for. One of the nicest things about the Genius is that we're a very high touch company. If you call, someone will often answer the phone. If you email us, we'll get back to you in 24 hours. Even after you get your system, we're here to support you. So while you're evaluating everything and looking at it, considering, we get a person to connect with you to help you to understand it better, to know what this is all about. Now, interestingly enough, we only balance 17% in this time. And so this is an average of 27% harmony, 14% alignment, and 11% energy flow. It's interesting that energy flow is the lowest one. Not only maybe some water, but maybe some green juices. If you're in some area where you can go somewhere and get some fresh vegetable green juices, do that. Let's get your energy flowing, your electrical system flowing a little bit. We ran 5 emotional energies. So gorse is when you're feeling hopeless and you want to clear out that hopelessness. Holly is a little bit of, gosh, you know, this is happening to me. Why is this happening to me? And it's getting out of that energy and becoming part of unity consciousness and realizing we're all in this together. And not only that, but you're a powerful being that can make choices and you're not in, this isn't happening to you. You can create things. And I'm going to have to look up the rest of them. I know water violet is a very much the empathic energy of being more introverted and being very sensitive. So all of these are energies that represent the human experience, but they're also saying that these are necessary energies to employ at this time. Let's run this for another minute and let's go into some of these other questions that you have. Karen, thank you for linking some of those wonderful links and resources. That's really helpful. Thank you. Giving me another hand here to work with. So when you use the 14-day trial, what level are you trying it out at? Maria asks. Just the basics. You're getting 27 wellness panels in there to look at the basic functionality, but you have all of the technology at your fingertips to utilize. So that's the level that you're trying it at. Make sure you get with one of our, ask for a personal demonstration scan. They can talk to you about the other items in the different packages. Okay, Stefan, I'm already doing juicing and plants. Stefan, we're actually referring to the wonderful person that we're working with on our volunteer, but it could be good for you too. So we were talking to Kelly, but really it could be collectively for everyone. Okay, she now went to 27% rectification. We're looking for a number that's 40% or greater. So we're going to tap this for one more minute and see if we can get up to that full 40% rectification. And how do I connect with the program? Go to geniusbiofeedback.com and look for the menu that says 14-day download. All right, there's some questions here. How important is it to finish all the books that I've recommended about vibrational medicine before starting the Genius? You don't need to read any of those, Lynn. You can just jump in, start using it. And if you want to, we are going to be doing some more courses and education about vibrational medicine. So you can just come to our courses as well. Susanna says on spiritual protection, what is the protective jewelry? It just means that wearing protective jewelry like a gemstone, obsidian, tiger's eye, rose quartz may be beneficial at this time. That's in spiritual protection. For more information about that, be sure to go to the mastery guide that you received, Susanna, because everything in that program is defined in there. And lo and behold, we went to 48% rectification with those items. So let's now go back to the aura and look at the aura and see if anything has changed. So this was the aura that we started. Remember, we utilized some frequencies. Well, here we just used emotions. Actually, we've only used 3 minutes of balancing emotions. So let's see what happens when we just use emotions in order to affect the digestive system. Let's see what happens. Flower essences are emotional energies that help us to clear emotional wounds or blockages. And you could do an entire session just with flower essences. So this actually goes to Doug's question. Sometimes I'm balancing and things gets a little bit more muddy. And so now we're in a deeper dive into sort of going through and clearing. So we don't want to stop here. Let's actually go through our whole balancing. We had added these items to the tray, and let's continue with our basic process. One thing we didn't do was let's go ahead and add our flower essences to the lower tray. So I'm going to add them now with our bulk drag function, where we're able to get red items and our low blue items instantly into our tray. So let me just explain that again. When we do bulk items drag, could have been named better. We'll get some more sexy names in here than bulk items drag. But we take the red items and the blue items that we see on the screen, and they all then are populated down into this tray. And now we have 21 items, including all of the red and blue flower essences, which are now in this tray. So we're going to go ahead and close this tray down. And we want to do something that's not maybe on the basic process, but I want to tell you could be really powerful. And that is including the solfeggio tones. You're never going to go wrong by including the solfeggio tones. They're healing as music, they're healing as frequency, and they're really, really powerful. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take that blue one and put it down into the tray, but we're also going to take actually all of these solfeggios. So even though they're not red, they're not blue, they are all very beneficial for the human energy field. So we're going to actually bring each and every solfeggio, if it would just work, we're going to drag and drop all of these down into our lower tray. And I didn't have to do it manually. I could have done it in a different way, but just to show you what I'm doing. The reason is if you want to get fast results, and who doesn't want fast results? I put all 7 of these in. They're harmonics. They're do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. They're harmonic in that they're all related. They're all in a perfect harmonic step up from each other. If you listen to the Benedictine monks, right, Gregorian chanting, that type of harmonic scale helps you to go deeper within, helps you to heal in a powerful way. And so we're going to utilize or entrain those frequencies for Kelly in order to bring more harmony. And when we bring more harmony, we're going to clear out a lot of the negative energies. I think we're going to use the highs and the mediums here because we don't have so many things in the tray at this time. And we don't want 15 minutes. Let's just go ahead and stop this. I'm going to actually move this down. So we're going to move it down to 1 minute just for the purposes of our class and see what rectification percentage we get after a minute. Now there's a lot more positive energies in here. Let me just move this here. Oops. There we go. I just want to be able to see this. And look at how digestive goes to the very top. Now she's already had 2 sessions where the practitioner focused on digestion, but you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes 1 session, then another session, then you feel a little bit better. The point is, the most important thing is that you're feeling better. Your digestion is better. You're sleeping better. You're having more energy. Instead of moving in the other direction backwards towards degeneration and disease, now you're moving forward back towards wellness. But it isn't going to take just 1 session or 2 sessions. It might take 6 months. But in those 6 months, remember, you're not moving backwards anymore. You're moving forwards. So have some understanding that for any of us, right? If we're not 10, if we're not 20, if we're not 25, we're a little bit older than that. We probably spent some time of our life building up these different issues, building up these acids, these toxins in our body, or these imbalances. And so it takes a little bit of time to work that out, to clear that. But your genius is a wonderful tool for you to be able to start that process. And it isn't that you have to have one single cure. You look for the changes within yourself. Are you in a better mood? Are you not feeling grumpy? Are you falling asleep easier? Are you even having energy to exercise? Are Are you just noticing that you don't have as much pain in your body? Those are the things to look for as you utilize the Genius, which are signs from your body that your vital force is improving. And that's really the sign that a positive shift is occurring. Okay. All right. Very, very good. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. You can even look for the past summits that we've had. We have learning intensives. Some of that is being mentioned in the chat. Peter, using the Quantum Geo, those are the wristbands. So if you are utilizing the wristbands, that's great. And we went to 36% rectification. All right, so we're going to get another scan in here in a moment. So if you'd like to ask questions, go ahead. And Kristen says she wanted to work on hormones, but don't forget that the body is very, very related. And Kristen, I think, is affirming the fact that it says reproductive right here. And that did come up very high for her. So she mentioned hormones, and hormones came up very high for her here. And then there are some key energies, flower essences. Gorse is when you feel the sense of hopelessness. You know, I've been like this for such a long time. What could possibly change? So Gorse is moving from hopeless into hopeful. Vine is for having more flexibility, feeling very much like, it has to be done this way, to sort of softening a little bit and becoming a little bit more flexible in our ways and in our thought patterns. So we're still at 33% rectification. So when I see this, I know that let's do I'll say to my client, let's do 3 days of making sure that you get at least, 6 full glasses of water somewhere in your day. So that would be maybe like a liter of water. So make sure you're getting a liter of water every day. You can even just get, right? We have these mountain spring water. So spring water is some of the best water you can put into your body. So drink a full mountain spring water every day for 3 days. And then make sure you're getting, 3 servings of fruits and vegetables, fresh fruits and vegetables each day, every day. Maybe, Kelly, you already do that. Something in your energy is not moving as quickly as we would like it to move. We're only at 33%. So you could tell your client to do what I just recommended. You could also add items to that. So let's go ahead and let's do something like, let's do some positive affirmations. And also let's get a few more volunteers, and I can look back in the chat. We're going to do 1 or 2 more sessions before we end up for the day. Remember that the website is geniusbiofeedback.com, and you can go on there and sign up for a free demonstration scan. Please do that if you've been listening for this time and you would like to do that. You can just go and schedule that for yourself, or you can contact us at geniusbiofeedback.com. And we would be more than happy to help you with that. This is driving me nuts. All right, let's try this one more time and see if we can do this. Okay. There we go. Okay, we just want to get up the website and have that here as well. So at geniusbiofeedback.com. And there are many things that you can choose down here in the chat area, like getting a scan. And let's just go ahead and see if we can show the whole screen here. And what we're going to do in a moment is we're actually going to choose some affirmations for Kelly, and we're going to add the affirmations to the tray. So if you go to geniusbiofeedback.com, you could download the 14-day program here. You could also go to education and check out our videos, which have helpful tutorials, and also check out in education, make sure you look at our mini course, which really gives you the basics. A lot of the stuff that we talked about today, you can look at this. We also call it our learning intensive, and all 4 videos give you the how to understand. If you're interested in getting packages, we have all of our packages listed on this packages page on the website, and it's right here under Genius Packages. So I just wanted to give you sort of a heads up as to where to find us, where to find out more information. It does tell us there might be some dental issues here. Let's actually go to a library called Breakthrough to Success. It's our supercharged affirmation. And it says here, as I observe what is true in my life, I experience lightness and laughter. So that's an affirmation that comes up for her. Oh my goodness, this is now, uh-oh. Looks like we're magically frozen here. All right, so we're gonna have to restart this. So don't hop off yet. We're gonna come right back with you if you're hearing my voice. We're gonna jump right back on to the stream in just a second. So hang tight and we will just be, we can't figure this out here. We're gonna be right back. We just did sort of crash for a moment, so we'll be right back. Okay, so my apologies for that. We're going to jump right back in here, get everything rolling again. Okay, so let's see if we can jump in here and meanwhile talk with Kelly, if you're still there, Kelly, and just find out how has this information been landing with you? What have been your thoughts so far? Any thoughts so far, Kelly? You there? Maybe took off. So
hello, no, I didn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay. And so what has been your thoughts about the information that's been coming up for you today?
This is wonderful. I believe in it all. I've done the meditation and all these different other things I've tried. I've never heard of this. And
okay,
this is just, I've been told I need to change my frequencies because I'm very sensitive. I also, you said something about teeth. I had mercury poisoning from the fillings in my mouth.
Wow.
So does that
We
mean
could look
anything?
at that. I mean, it could have affected your digestion over time for sure. When did you get your fillings? Did you get them replaced with other fillings and get them removed?
I had everything taken out 20 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I've been dealing with a lot of health issues.
And we can let's see if any of that, rings through. If we just look at our heavy metal assessment, I'll just be curious to see. It does. Isn't that interesting? It says ethyl mercury right at the top. So yeah, mercury is still, let's see if there's anything in the bottom. There it is right there in the sort of 107. So below. Elemental mercury isn't coming up as much. We lost some of the things in the tray. So, and if you notice that heavy metals comes up for somebody, that you can also run the energies of the solutions. Anytime you have a problem, you can always run the solution. That's another really cool thing about the Genius. So it's saying some pyrophyllite clay, which is similar to zeolite, and some bentonite clay. So the energies of the clays could be really helpful. And let's just go back, and we were working with those flower essences. So let's just go ahead and work with those. Are you like a super hydrated person? Do you sometimes forget? You know, we can all forget, drink enough water. How are you doing with those aspects?
I have been trying to drink more water. I drink a lot of tea.
Oh, good. Okay. So maybe do what I said, maybe drink that liter of water every day in a row for the next few days and see what happens.
Yes, I will.
Just in terms of how you feel, because we weren't having the sort of movement of energy that we would have liked to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there anything else that came up in the scan that struck you or resonated for you?
Well, as far as what? Hormones? Is that what you're talking about?
No, just in general. And did you have any questions?
Oh, no, I just am enjoying watching this because I'm new to it all and I want to learn it all.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Thank you for volunteering today.
Thank you.
So let's get in. We're going to do a little bit more scanning for Kelly here, but let's get in one more volunteer before we finish up for the day. We did lose some of the history of the chat. So if you volunteered previously, volunteer again. And we'll also just say hi to everybody who's streaming on YouTube. If you're streaming live on YouTube, thank you. And let's see if there's anybody in the chat there. So let's go ahead and we'll see if we can. All right, so we've got everybody. Karen's on the live chat in the stream as well. Thank you so much, Karen. And Stephanie is over there in the chat. Tabby, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. So if anybody wants to volunteer in the chat on YouTube, let us know. We're watching your comments here. And let's go with Miriam. Thank you so much for being here. So we're going to go and find you, and we're going to invite you up in our panelist area in just a moment. So be ready for that. So let's go ahead and get all of that set up. Whoa, did we just lose the Zoom again? What is going on? No, I think we're still good. We've got everybody on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll do this last one. So ask your questions. If you've been joining us here and you have not asked any questions, just go ahead and hop up into the, right up to the front of the line there. And Kristen says, tea has a lot of fluoride. I think that's green tea specifically that has fluoride, but you know, could be wrong. So our wonderful volunteer, yes, let's see if we can speak with you. So you're able to unmute yourself here. Let's see if you can unmute yourself. Hi, how are you? Are you there? Can you open up your microphone and join us in the chat?
Hello?
Yes, how are you?
Hi, Ariel, how are you?
Very good. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. I am really excited. It's just such a wonderful, like it's just a gift. I was watching your interview with someone on YouTube a couple of days ago. It just resonated with me so much. I felt like I just have to, like, you know, try this.
That is why we're here, and we want you to just give it a try. Of course, there's no obligation when you try it. We don't even collect your credit card information. We love for you to just download it and just let your curiosity take you and guide you. And we give you as much support as you would like. So I'm so excited and so glad that you've joined us today.
Thank you very much.
Will you say your first name for me so I know how to say it to you?
Sure. Miriam.
It is Miriam. Okay, wonderful. Yes. Okay, that is wonderful, Miriam. Okay, where are you joining us from today?
I'm in Canada, Ontario, Canada.
In Ontario. Well, there's a lot happening in Canada these days, huh?
That's right.
Well, it's nice to have you here. Why don't we have you go ahead and say, we're going to get your voice recording, and then we're going to evaluate your frequency and see what we discover. In order to do that, I'm going to cue you in a moment and have you say your name and then A-E-I-O-U. If English is not your first language, you're absolutely welcome to say it in any language. You can say your name and you can also say the vowels in a different language. So I'm going to leave that up to you, and I'll start recording in 3, 2, 1. I'm recording.
Mariam, A-I-O-U, A-I-O-U-E, A-E-I-O-U, 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 A-E-I-O-U.
That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. And oh my goodness, please tell me this is working. Okay, and another thing, I'm going to invite you if you want to. Do you want us to join? Do you want to join us by video feed as well?
Sure.
If you do, just go ahead and turn your camera on for enough time for us to take your picture. Okay, Miriam, thank you. That's wonderful. So now we have you on camera, and just give me a moment to set myself up here, and we'll go ahead and get that camera ready. So it says take or upload a photo. So I'm using my iPad now to actually hopefully maneuver this correctly. Oh, there we go. I'm going to give you a moment just to smile. So we're ready for you to take your picture. When you're ready, just go ahead and smile for the camera. That's perfect. And oh, my iPad is being very naughty. Okay, I think I can maybe take a screenshot as well. And let me just try one more time to take this picture. I think it took it that time. Okay, there we go. Sometimes you just have to be persistent. Okay, Miriam, can you tell us anything about something that you're working on or that you'd like to transform in some way?
Sure. I've been suffering for some, as previous guests explaining about the digestion. I've been having it very severely since very long time ago, and with the help of a beautiful naturopath recently, it's a couple of months, I've been on like a detox for a couple of months, and I'm not only physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything, and it's just an amazing journey I'm actually going through, so yeah, I'm just so excited for, every day, like coming, I feel like everything is just a blessing. So the suffering
wonderful.
I've been going through is just, I think it's a blessing, showing me how much I have to love my body, and and I would love to help everybody else. I'm going through, and I wanted to help others to heal too. So I thought, I was, believing that I'm introduced to your technology. There is a reason that I am here.
I totally agree with you. It's like a synchronicity. I love it. I'm so glad you were guided to watch the podcast and guided to join us live here today, because we can show you how to become a practitioner, and very, very simply and easily you can work from your home and your phone to share these frequencies with everyone all over the world. And imagine a world where everyone is sharing these positive frequencies and they're being pinged, sort of sent everywhere all over the earth. I think that would be a wonderful thing. What would be one word that you'd like to entrain today? A word would be like joy, love, peace, abundance, tranquility. What would be one word? And then we can play that word in the background anytime we run frequencies for you today.
Bliss. I would like to.
I think bliss is a really cool word. So let's go ahead. And the genius will interpret the letters as frequency, and then actually interpret the entire word as frequency and play that in the background. So let's put that in there, and then let's start the analysis. And somebody was saying, where can I see the replay later? It's actually been streamed live to YouTube. So if you join our YouTube channel, you can watch it over and see the different results and things that we talked about. Well, Miriam, I'm going to mute you for now, and then we're going to come back and talk with you in just a little bit and see how things are going. Can I just
quickly ask one question just before?
Oh, yes, anything, yes.
I have a nephew who's nonverbal. He's about 6 years old. I understand that consent is important from his parents, but also I want to know how, like, if he cannot speak, how just a picture of him is enough for?
Yes, it is. And we've had lots of success with nonverbal children, both in helping them to change and transform in a positive way, but also the genius can really speak for that child, giving us emotional patterns and almost communicating some of the things going on with them. So yes, all you need to do is take the picture of that child, and for that purpose, it'll be sufficient. Another technique that people have used is they've allowed the parents like to act as a surrogate, where you speak and you say, it's my intention that my voice be the surrogate carrier frequency for this child. And then you say the name of the child. So whichever one resonates with you, I've seen both work.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, and Miriam, feel free to get in touch with me directly and I can explain more about that process to you. But during our different summits and classes that we've had, it's been really heartening. People have told us over many different years that they weren't able to perceive what their child was experiencing, and they could see that in the results of the genius. And it's been really, really exciting.
I see. Okay, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll come back and talk with you in just a little bit. So in fact, the first thing that pops out is that we do see an impression of some digestive distress. Anytime you see sort of the brownish or the sort of the like a golden, that's usually like a bile color, very similar to bile we want to detox, we want to release. So definitely you are on point, on target. If you're doing a detox, you're right in the right place at the right time. Let's see if any of this clears out as we work on some different things. And for all of our new folks, we just do the same thing over and over until we gain a level of confidence. So we go to today's stress, we balance the things in today's stress, we put the reds and the blues into the tray. If you can know the colors, red and blue, you can be a biofeedback practitioner. You put your reds and the blues into the tray, reds and blues, reds and blues, reds and blues. Eventually, over time, you can learn more about what these red and blue items are, what they mean, and how to put the patterns together. We teach that in our practitioner levels and different classes we have over time. But if you're a beginner, all you need to do is put the reds and blues into the tray, and you are doing biofeedback because you're discovering the frequencies that the person most needs on this day simply by allowing the genius to do what it's best at, which is showing and revealing what the frequencies are. So we're getting muscular, endocrine, immune, urinary. So this could be muscle aches or pains, endocrine, imbalance in the thyroid, imbalance in blood sugar, immune could be a stress on the immune system, urinary could be kidney, urinary, bladder, it could even be kidney, stress on the kidney meridian. So it could be something like adrenal stress. So that might be showing up as that particular frequency. So if you go back to that basic download, make sure you downloaded those basic processes. And so we go aura, today's stress, body systems, organs. And we go, okay, something with the brain. Then we go to glands and we see what glands are coming up. And we see, actually, there's nothing here. But it's interesting, parathyroid, which is the same thing that was out of balance in the last one, is the lowest one. So we're going to go now to digestion. And it tells us something with the mouth. So this actually could be a dental infection. It could be the microbiome of the mouth. It could be not enough, maybe saliva or enzymes or something like that. We also see large intestine. We see flora. I would have expected to see gallbladder, but we are seeing gallbladder a little bit below 200, and we also see stomach below 200. So a little bit of an extra tip there is that we do see things often. And hello into the YouTube as well, YouTube live stream. Thank you for being with us. I can see all of your comments and chats, and so thank you. And with the gallbladder, we often need to maybe do a gallbladder flush, detoxification, but we're looking for items that are less than 200. We're also looking for items that are over 600, in addition to items that might appear red and blue. So as you become more advanced, you may want to also utilize everything that is over 600, which is shown here, flora and large intestine, and anything that is under 200. Now let's continue on. Let's go to the flower essences, which are the emotional energies that help us to heal in a very powerful way. And it tells us impatiens, water violet, wild rose, Gentian, which is an herb for the digestive system, but can also be used as a flower essence. Mimulus is about fear. Elm, rock rose, pine, clematis. Wow, a lot of flower essences. Her energy field really likes those flower essence energies. Now, she did say digestion. Let's do a little bit extra here for her. We're going to go to our custom libraries. This is something that you can add on with your package. You can get a very small amount of libraries in your starter complete, or you can get a very big amount of libraries in the elite program that comes with over 200 libraries. It just depends on where you want to get started. And if you get a personal demonstration scan, or even if you want to just contact me, we can explain to you more about what the benefits are and what is included. So we're going to scan this, and then I wanted to look a little bit deeper into the digestive system with some of these libraries, and also find some positive affirmations for her today. So we have reflux. Oh, we've talked about that when we actually, not for her, but for a previous scan. So it tells us there might be a reflux issue here, and that oil of oregano, berberine, and bismuth might be good remedies, as well as betaine, HCl, hydrochloric acid, glutamine. It's telling us, and I don't know if this is true, Miriam, that there might sometimes be a little bit of bloating. And so for a distended stomach, it gives us some rife frequencies, tells us to do meditation, use slippery elm. Slippery elm is good for coating the stomach and for helping the a leaky gut. And so let's see if there's anything else that's interesting. Minerals, molybdenum. Now, molybdenum is so interesting because for anyone who, again, I think this was the previous one, right? I'm getting them mixed up now. But molybdenum is good for chronic candida. Zinc is good for the immune system. Calcium. Calcium, usually it's not a calcium deficiency, it might be calcium imbalance. And then we've got magnesium, selenium, chromium was used for blood sugar. So we get all of those in there, but I really wanted to look at affirmations. So let's look at affirmations. And I want to look at breakthrough to success, supercharged affirmations. I love to see the affirmations that are resonating for the person. I am powerful beyond my imagination. Life is about being happy, and I embrace happiness on every level. I see and connect with the energy of life. I'm ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in my life. Let's see if Miriam is connecting with any of these. So Miriam, I'm going to open up your microphone here. Are any of these affirmations? I'm powerful beyond my imagination. Life is about being happy, and I embrace happiness. I see and connect with the energy of life being joy, and I'm ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in my life. Which is the one of those four it resonates the most?
Yes, the one that I am ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter.
Okay, so we're going to do something fun, a little spontaneous here. We're going to screenshot that one. Let's see if we can screenshot it here. And we're going to go to our neuro remedy. And we're going to actually have you record it and turn it into a special signal, healing signal called our neuro remedy program. So let's actually go ahead and let's delete this one. Let's create a new one. And we'll say Miriam affirmation. And we're going to bring up that affirmation just a moment here. And we're going to have you speak it out loud. And as you speak it out loud, we're going to actually turn it into a healing energy just for you based on your voice. How does that sound?
Yes.
Very
great.
Interesting, huh?
Yes.
Oh, it's so funny. It's not allowing me to make this bigger. What is going on with this? Let me try that one more time. Okay, no, there it is. Okay. It's just, oh, don't move that to the trash. Let's just see if we can move this over here. There we go. All right. And maybe I can even make a little bit of room here. We can even just send this to you in an email too, if you want to send me your email address or shoot me an email. Yeah, so you get your affirmation. So in a moment, I'm going to have you say this, and it's going to seem like you're saying it several times over and over, but it's really good. The more that you, your voice is one of the most powerful healing instruments that you have. And combining your voice and speaking your affirmations with running the genius is also a really powerful healing tool. So in a moment, I'm going to have you say this. And it's always interesting, the more that you say it, it kind of lays down another molecule of the energy of the statement that you're saying. So I'm going to have you repeat it several times, and then I'll let you know when we'll probably just do like 15 or 20 seconds of recording it. Sound good?
Absolutely. Yes.
And you can see it. I'm ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in my life, and collect the courage to make it so. You ready for that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm recording in 3, 2, 1. I'm recording.
I am ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in my life, and collect the courage to make it so. I am ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in my life, and collect the courage to make it so. I am ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in my life, and collect the courage to make it so. I am ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in my life, and collect the courage to make it so. I am ready for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in my life, and collect the courage to make it so.
Wow. Wow. I could feel it more each time that you saved it. What did you experience?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm hoping that we saved it. Crossing my fingers here. Yes. Okay. And so the next thing that we do is we begin the analysis. We allow it to play here, and it's actually turned it into a healing signal. And so as we play it here, even though there's no sound to it, actually is playing that frequency, and it is turning it into a whole body signal of mind, body, and spirit, so that as you play it back for yourself, it's going into your cells, your subconscious, the unconscious mind, even at a much deeper level. So you could even play this in the background. You could play it when you're going to sleep, and it'll really begin to steep those energies into your field for being ready to be receptive and even a magnetic attractor for the most exhilarating and positive chapter in your life. I love it. Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So let me just go ahead now. We're going to just go to the, let's see which affirmation came up for you at the highest level on the Progressive Insights, which is another scan where we get to prioritize everything. So when we prioritize it, your highest innate intelligence, it's really interesting. One of the highest affirmations that came up for you actually is this particular one. So if we just go to, I'm trying to find my spotlight here. Spotlight, there we go. So yes, so I'm ready for the most exhilarating. That came up as one of the highest frequencies for you. Betaine HCl, which is hydrochloric acid. So your tummy might need some of that. You can ask your naturopath if it's right for you to take that. Gentian is a flower essence, but it's also a bitter that helps the digestive system. And my financial abundance now rises to the highest cosmic law will allow for me at this time. And I'm ready and willing to accept. And so your higher self actually put that one at the top, as well as the idea and concept of the most exhilarating and positive chapter. What do you think?
Oh, wow.
It's just,
yes.
Go right ahead.
It's interesting because I've been recently, due to all you guess what is situation right now. I've been unemployed, and not that I am in a bad shape in terms of financial, but this is funny that my higher self put.
All right. Well, we're going to actually sort of, complete everything and, get ready to close everything out. But Miriam, get in touch with me and let's talk a little bit more about what came up for you on the scan, get you set up, answer any questions that you have. And in just a moment, we're going to look at your ending aura. But thank you so much for joining us and volunteering for today.
Thank you so much. And the email that I received from you, I can respond. Is this the way that you can communicate? Okay.
Yes, just reply to that email. Any emails that you've received about this today, you simply can just reply to that email, even if it looks like it went out to a group or whatever it is. Reply to it. It comes right to our inbox, and we'll be happy to respond back to you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
It was a pleasure.
Very informative. I would like to get, the course, and I think I sign up for the 14 days.
Yes, sign up for the 14 days. You get daily tutorials, and it also gives you access to that longer mini course video that you can watch as well.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miriam. It was a pleasure. I want to say just some final remarks here as we get ready to close out for the day. I am going to be doing some more live streams, some more beginner classes, and also on Monday for sure, we have a class at Monday at 9 o'clock Pacific time, 12 o'clock Eastern, and go to geniusbiofeedback.com and click the events calendar. I'm going to show that on the screen in just a moment here. And we do scans in that class as well, so you can come to that class. We'll have some other beginner classes coming up. And of course, we have lots and lots of videos on my YouTube channel, as well as the blog at geniusbiofeedback.com. So we're just going to bring this up just so we can show you this. And then we're going to sort of finish everything up for the day and close out. So if you have any final burning questions, something that you need to know, now is a good time to ask it. And thanks for everyone who is participating in the chat, participating on YouTube. We really, really super appreciate it. We have such a wonderful and generous and gracious community in the, with the Genius. And we have so many great practitioners and people who share their time. So thank you to all of you folks who do that. And you can even participate in our Facebook groups. And in our Facebook groups, we have a lot of people who are sharing their experience, giving their opinion, giving their information of what happens in their practice. So right now we just did a final balancing, and we had a new affirmation come up for Miriam. Now, something really, really special here for anyone who has recently downloaded. If you just downloaded the Genius and you're on the trial, we're going to loan you that affirmations library. So we're going to loan you Breakthrough to Success number 3. And this is a special offer just if you've downloaded the Genius in the last 7 days to do the trial. Breakthrough to Success number 3, the affirmation. So get in touch with me if you just downloaded the trial, and we'll get that one over to you. And we do want to see the ending aura. So I know I need to shift my screen in just a moment. We're going to do that, but let's go ahead and peek at the ending aura. Let's go ahead. This was the aura that we got before. So Miriam, you can get in touch with me and the other volunteers from today. That's Breakthrough to Success, just number 3. We're going to send you those affirmations if you were part of our class or if you just downloaded the trial in the last 14 days. So let's go ahead and let's see what her ending aura looks like. Remember, we were working on digestion here. So let's see what the ending aura looks like now. Let's go ahead and see what's coming up here and what we see. And there we go. Wow. Wow. We're going to have to send this one to you. We're going to have to post this on our Instagram, the before and after. So let's look at the before and the after and take a quick look at that before we wind up for the day. So we started here. We worked on a lot of folks' digestion, and that could be because of the time of year in spring. I think they call it there's like a liver rising aspect of springtime. And so with the liver rising, we do get a lot more liver upset, liver detox, things like that. But here's where we started, and here's where we finished. Beautiful, more vibrancy within the auric field. Very higher vibrational colors showing an opening in those upper chakras, showing a great opening in that 6th chakra, opening the intuition, bringing downloads, a beautiful opening in the heart chakra, bringing in energy, healing energy to heal the heart, heal the body, and then beautiful opening in the crown chakra. And just right there in the field, bringing in new awarenesses, new information. So that just looks so wonderful. so receptive to the frequencies. Really, really well done, Miriam. You're the one who did all of the changes through your own intention. And that's what the genius is really about. The genius is just a vehicle for you to become more empowered, because it's your intentions made manifest through the frequencies of the genius, whether they are made manifest for you or for somebody who gives you permission to work on them, whether it's friend, family, a practitioner. It's people talk about med beds and so forth, you know, that might be a ways down the road, but it ultimately is we are so fascinated by that concept because we have an idea that there is something that we can utilize to heal ourselves, to create wellness and vitality in miraculous ways. Well, the genius is here now as a vehicle for you to be the driver to do what you want to do. Please download the guides that we have linked today in the chat. Get in touch with us at geniusbiofeedback.com. Ask for a personal demonstration scan, download the mini course, and be in touch with us, whether it's by chat on the website, YouTube comments, or even just support at geniusbiofeedback.com. We will answer all of your questions and hopefully see you very, very soon. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye for now.